guess we're in. What is going on, guys? I am Dynamite296, and we are here today for the Project 1 All-Stars race that I commentated on last week. This is the final, and today I am joined by the one and only Mr. Felix Presland, aka the Stone Towel.
How we going, everybody? So it's an absolute pleasure to be here for the inaugural Project 1 All-Star race, something that we are hoping to become a premier event on the Project 1 calendar every single year. So we had drivers race their way in and qualify, or pre-qualify through winning races or championships throughout Project 1 GT or the Mazda Touring Car Championship, and then the open race last week. Also with our fan vote, Banana Cake Pie. And also the shootout last week, I believe you covered as well. So if you want to just run us through the qualifying order again, just to refresh everyone, that we know where people are going to be starting.
Yeah, that was my plan. So obviously we had Banana Cake Pie get voted into the All-Star race, being the fan favourite. From memory, Banana Josh, BKXI, and Jamo 244 all qualified their way in through the All-Star pre-race, or the race-in race. I don't know what you would call that. But yes, those three managed to make it in. And then we had our shootout, which of course I'll run through the results now. Qualifying on pole position is Viper Z. Lining up alongside him on the front row is Ridwan F1. On the second row we have Blocky Rex and Amazing Hour. Third row, Tim Ant and Banana Josh. On the fourth row, we have Mr. Popular himself, Banana Cake Pie, and Bod Hod. Fifth row, we have Curving Tex and Jamo. Fifth row, we have Lane, aka Smeggy, and BKXI. On the fourth row, we have Jackie Prez, and Stingray. And on the at the rear of the grid, Roscoe Arm, who unfortunately wasn't able to qualify due to other commitments.
So yes, we have two drivers, unfortunately, who could not make it tonight, being Roscoe Arm and Curving Texas due to other commitments. But without them, the show must go on nonetheless. So we still have a grid of 12 amazing drivers looking to put on a show and be crowned the inaugural winner of the Project 1 All-Star race. So I believe we're only just about 3 minutes away from the start of the race. So just keep looking at people driving around.
Yeah, well, we're currently watching Ridwan at the moment, who seems to be paused. So I will let's jump on with the pole man, who seems to have just got away from a practice start. So obviously Viper very concerned about those starts. It was a great lap from Viper in qualifying. Yeah, probably one of the only people to put in a fully clean lap. So it'd be interesting to see how he runs his race today. Definitely, I knew he'd be up the front. I didn't expect him to be the one to take pole. But, you know, he's going to make the most of this now. He's got lots of fast guys behind him. Obviously, Amazing Hour coming off his World Tour, or World Championship, World Series, whatever.
World Tour. World Series, yes, in the Nations Cup. Making the final.
Yeah, well, big shout out to him there. 5th place in the semi-final, securing himself a spot in the final. But unfortunately, just wasn't able to make the best in the final. But, you know, still, to have someone from Project 1 qualify for the World Series is absolutely amazing. And it does so much for us as a relatively small and new league, to have a driver who, you know, races in this league to qualify as one of the fastest, if the fastest man in Australia.
Yep, and one of the fastest in the world, so hats off to you, Amazing Hour, and we'll claim him as one of our own.
Yes, we will. Some shenanigans going on here at the start. Everyone seems to be wanting to practice their starts here. There's about 5 or 6 drivers lined up here. That's not something you usually see, and Vipers around. This is very odd stuff. I guess the boys are just leaving all their
drivers
antics.
Drivers are trying to kill time. We've got about 15 seconds until Banana will be given the green light to go ahead. So, as we know, he is very punctual and likes starting at 8:30 on the dot.
Yes. God forbid anyone asks Banana Cake Pie to hold the lobby for at least 10 seconds or something. As
It is 8:30 now.
And there we go. Let's
On
get this
cue.
started. Banana Cake Pie.
Great stuff.
There's a reason he got voted in. He is the people's choice. No doubt about it. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What we've all been waiting for. What I incorrectly thought was happening last week is happening today. Oh, we get the multiple liveries on the grid. I do have to say I'm a big fan of that voted in livery of bananas with the yellow. I do like that livery. But we get ready for the countdown here.
So yeah, you take us away here, Dynamite, at the start.
3, 2, 1, and they are off. And lots of wheel spin there from Viper, but Ridwan seeming not to get a great start, and Blocky straight onto the back of Viper. Could he be challenging for the lead in the turn 1? It's 3 wide as they head down to turn 1. Blocky in between Viper Z and Ridwan. Banana Josh making a good start at the back, and Viper and Ridwan going side by side, but it's Ridwan. No, Viper! Viper takes the lead on the exit of turn 2, Ridwan second, and Blocky in third.
Yeah, so a great start from Viper Z and Ridwan and Blocky. All of them very clean. It's amazing how up the inside of Blocky, he looks to get the move done, and he does. He's up into third place. So great move from a World Series appearance member of the league. So great job from Amazing Hour up into third. So we've got the heavy hitters up the front. Then it's Blocky in fourth. Banana Cake Pie in fifth. He's done well. Bod Hot in sixth. Banana Josh seventh. Jamo in eighth. Then we have Tim Ant ninth. Lane in 10th. Jack in P11. And then we have BK down in P12. As it gets very dicey in the middle of the pack. Watch for that death chicane.
Yes, this
Watch
is
for
their
the
first.
chicane.
I don't know how much practice these guys have done going into this race, but as we see everyone's first attempt into the death chicane, will we see anyone make a mistake and into the wall? Doesn't seem to
yes, we have! Jamo's into the fence!
Oh, unfortunate there, Jamo. Did very well to qualify himself into the All-Star race through the pre-qualifying race.
I'll check that out on replay here. I'll see what happened here.
We'll keep the eye on the front. Ridwan and Amazing Hour not allowing Viper to get away. Ridwan's actually in the slipstream. Sorry, Prezzo, you can go on.
Yep, so Jamo either got a little bit of a helping hand from someone, or he just got a bit too committed into the fence. So he's into the pit lane right now, getting himself all fixed up. But that is a damn shame on lap number 1. And
just to interrupt, we saw Ridwan go for the move into turn 1, wasn't able to hold it around the outside of Viper through 2, and now Amazing Hour up the inside of turn 3, and contact is made, but it seems that Ridwan has seemed to have kept control of the car. What amazing racing here from these top 3.
Oh, great racing from the top 3 here.
As Banana and Blocky going side by side through the S section, and Banana Cake Pie has made it multiple positions. He has an amazing start from the rear of the field here. He's up in the 4th place.
What an absolute move from Banana Cake Pie. You cannot take your eye off anything. As someone has gone into the wall, I believe that is Tim Ant. That is Tim. He's gone into the fence. He has got engine damage. That is unfortunate for him, but anyway, we move on as they go through the death chicane for the 2nd time. Anyone going to come in and strike? Oh, that is dodgy. Lane was right out sideways down in 9th place there, but he hung onto it.
As things are getting hectic here in the midfield. Blocky's actually dropped a fair way back now. He was running in 3rd position after the start, but now he's back in 7th place. Under
threat. The battle for the lead is heating up.
The battle
Here we go. Amazing Hour's going to duck out. He's going to make the move. And he does. Up the inside, down into turn 2. And he gets it done on Viper's head. So now Viper's going to have to play chasers to Amazing Hour playing the leader. Let's see how this works, as now Viper's all over the back of him. This is shaping up to be a titanic battle for the next 27 laps.
Yes, and neither of these drivers can afford to make a mistake, because any error from either of these two, and Ridwan's just behind here in 3rd place, he'll be not hoping for an incident, but yeah, any errors from these two, he'll be right there to take the position away from them. As we can
Something's happened to Blocky. Something has happened to Blocky.
Blocky has rear end damage. I wonder if he got caught up in the Timmy incident. I wonder if he got hit from behind by Timmy, who may have misjudged his braking. That's very unfortunate for Blocky. He was looking really well. You can see the car coming into that braking zone, very unsteady on the rear. That's very unfortunate. As we see Smeggy looking for the move into the death chicane on your twin, and he gets the move done before the second half of the chicane. That's a very
That is
nice
a
move there from
very
Smeggy.
nice move. Yep.
I
That
think
is
he
good
just,
cooperation from the two drivers
I
there as
think
well
he
to
just
know that
clipped
you
the
can't
wall.
go side by side.
As here we go, we got Banana Josh making the move up the inside of Bodod for 5th place. Will he be able to hold it? I think he was a bit too tight on the entry, but now he's going to get the slipstream down the main straight.
Bloody hell, don't know where to look at the moment.
There really isn't. The battle for the lead, battle for 5th, battle for 9th. It's just so hectic. These are the
Right
best
the
in the
inside,
business.
he's going to get the move done down into turn 2. Amazing Hour on the switchback, they're side by side through turn 3 on the run up the hill. Amazing Hour gets the move done.
And now Ridwan's right on the back of them. Will he look for an aggressive move like Amazing Hour did on him? Oh my god, you really can't. You really can't look away for a second. As we see the top 3 kind of pulling away from the rest of the field, using each other. I mean, these are 3 of the fastest guys in Australia. You won't get 3 better drivers in Australia than the 3 that are at the front right now. And then we look to 4th, Banana Cake Pie. He's probably having the time of his life, just chilling in 4th place. You know, he probably didn't really expect much of being here. As we look, Banana Josh looks up the inside of Bothod into the hairpin, and he gets that move done for 5th place. Very nice move there from Banana Josh. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bothod just sits behind and saves some fuel, because I reckon that's going to be key for this race with the change from two sprint races to 1 long race.
Yep. Banana Josh has damage. So I'm going to be having a look at this here. What's happened?
He probably had an incident at the death chicane. That's probably what's happened.
I'll have a look at this. Alright, so what has happened here? He's got in deep.
As we see Viper looking for the move. He's going to go down the inside of Amazing into turn 1, and he's going to take the lead. Ridwan's going to look for the dive as well, but thinks better of it. It's Amazing Hour. Probably didn't see him coming. Viper very wide on the exit of 2. And that's going to allow Amazing Hour to come back towards 3 and 4. This is going to be an amazing fight. You're not going to know who's going to win till the end, and that's what we love about this.
Yeah, we've got a great scrap up the front here, and it's between the top 3 as well. So we don't know how the podium's going to end out for, well, the rest of this race. So this will be interesting to watch. Also, the midfield is going to start heating up. Although Banana's done well to keep himself distanced from the rest of the pack. He's just running a nice lonely race there in 4th.
Yeah, Banana's doing a great job that if anything happens between the top 3, he'll be right there to pick up a podium. That's what he'd be there for. Oh,
he's 4.5 seconds behind, so he's there. He can capitalise and even win this thing.
So you never know. Any drivers actually gone for the alternate strategy? No, not by the look. I think looks of it. Soft tyres for everyone in the field. It's Amazing Hour pushing Viper towards the final corner. You can't expect anything else from Andrew. He's a great talent. He's very serious on track, but outside the track, he's a crack up. He is one of the best guys to have a laugh with. So we come down the top 3, line astern coming towards turn 1. Will any moves be had? No. I think we're getting to that stage of the race where it's possibly going to be fuel saving time. As we see Amazing Hour probably make a slight mistake between 1 and 2, and that's allowed Viper to get a bit of breathing space for him, but I can imagine that'll get closed up very quickly. Ridwan all over the back of him. Banana Cake Pie in his lonely 4th. Bodhod now in a lonely 5th, and Banana Josh in 6th. So that incident for Josh in the death chicane has sort of stinted this battle in the midfield between him and Bodhod. We look behind, Smeggy and Blocky, line astern, they'll probably be working together to get themselves closer to the front. BK in 9th, he's had a quiet start and he's made up a few positions now. He's also got some damage on the front.
As Ridwan makes a move on Amazing Hour, sorry to cut you off there, just going back to the front here. Ridwan made a move down in the bottom of the hill, but he didn't quite make it stick. Amazing Hour stays in P2, but that has slowed both of them down, and Viper's gotten away by 4/10 of a second. But Andrew's right back on.
Just before that happened, we glimpsed past it. Banana Josh actually made an error, and he's dropped back to 10th. I think he went into the gravel, so I think that damage is having a vast effect on the handling of that Nissan GTR. But we go back to the battle for the lead. That seems to be the closest cars on track at the moment. As we
Yeah, no, we're
see,
not taking an eye off this.
yeah, I think I'm just going to stay up here from now on. This is what people want to see. It's amazing how he's got a good enough run to get the lead going into the official turn 1, and out breaks Viper
Oh,
into
it's a
turn
good
1,
move.
and that's a very good move. But Viper seems to get a better run through 1 and 2. You know, his entry and exit are a bit iffy compared to Andrews, but you know he manages to get the speed through and the speed through the transition of 1 and 2.
He does manage to carry a lot of speed through the direction change
Yes.
as they line astern down the hill through the left and right. I can't believe how they're running this close at the moment. It is incredible driving from all three of these men. Well, 2 men plus 1 child. Sorry, Ridwan.
Oh, Ridwan, with the way Ridwan's racing, I don't think you can call him a child. Yes, he's young, but you know what? He'd be up there in the World Series if it wasn't for his age. And you know what? He can be immature at sometimes, but his racecraft is really good for someone of his age. As we see a little error from Amazing Hour through the dash chicane, taking around them to slipstream and bump draft with, and they're not making any progress. They're not losing that much ground, but they're not able to make the progress even with these guys battling. So we just see Viper lose a bit of time through our dash chicane. He's actually gained it back on the exit of the dash chicane, but he's dropped back to about half a second behind Amazing Hour, and Ridwan's just closed the gap a little bit. Could we see Amazing Hour here try to build his lead and, you know, give himself a bit of breathing space to these two? I can't imagine he would want to spend the whole 30 laps looking in his mirrors.
No, I don't imagine so either, but I think he might try putting the foot down here, as Ridwan is close right back up to Viper. So my theory about Ridwan potentially falling out of the toe, no, hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think a mistake by Viper helped him stay within that toe, because he was dropping back, but with Viper also dropping back from Amazing Hour, it allowed Ridwan to stay within that toe, and now they're both really wide on the curve there at 4, and as we see Ridwan's car snaking all over the place on the exit of that corner, these guys are going to be careful. You know, their the fuel's coming down, so the cars are getting lighter, but the tyres are more worn. And just looking at fuels, it seems like Viper is the one ahead a bit on fuel. They're all sitting at just above half a tank. So as we see, Amazing Hour's got that gap above the crucial 8/10. So Viper's going to be struggling for a bit for slipstream here, and Ridwan's still within slipstream of Viper. So I think Amazing Hour's trying to make that break. He wants a bit of breathing space. He wants a bit of time to, you know, not be looking behind him and just be focused on driving that car as quick as he can. His gap now up to 1.2 seconds.
Oh yeah, he's starting to stretch away now. So I think Amazing Hour's starting to break them. This relentless pace,
And
like
a new
they can keep
fastest
it
lap
up.
of the race.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. See, yeah, he's broken them, I think.
What Ridwan...
This is
Sorry, you go,
just
brother.
that edge. This is just the edge Amazing Hour has, I reckon.
Yeah. Just that ability to be able to pull a gap when needed and look after the car. His tyres are actually a lot better than Viper and Ridwan's. Ridwan's obviously being the worst, so Ridwan really using the most out of those tyres to keep the pace of these two. But what Ridwan and Viper need to do now, they need to work together. You know, bump draft, slipstream, do whatever they can to reel in Amazing Hour. They can't afford to be squabbling and lose even more time to him, because now the gap's up to 1.6. So Amazing Hour is just... He's put the pedal down now. He's using the difference he's got in tyres at the moment to his advantage.
Yeah, well, it's just incredible, actually. Just the difference in tyre wear at the moment, and they've all been running like, you know, similar lap speed, but Amazing Hour's been able just to save more of his tyres.
Well, that's what you get.
Not use as much.
It's not
and
that
still get the lap
surprising.
speed.
He is the World Series, like, you know, the fastest man in Australia. So for him to be doing that, it's not a surprise, but it's also just, you're sort of gobsmacked by it. You just think, how can he do it? As we see a change for second place, Ridwan's made the move on Viper, and will we see Viper here try to retake the place, or is he going to? I think he's realised what's happening, and he's going to try and use Ridwan as a slipstream to try and probably save it. I think his strategy now would be to try and save lots and lots of fuel and try and shrink that gap during the stops. But while we have this bit of a break in action, we'll go through the fields. Obviously, Amazing Hour in first by 2.5 seconds to Ridwan F1 in second. Very closely behind is third. And then there's about a nearly 10-second gap back to Banana Cake Pie, who's in a very lonely fourth place. Although Bodhot has closed the gap slightly in fifth. Smeggy has made his way up to sixth. He's about 6 seconds behind Bodhot, and about 10 seconds behind him is Jack, who's actually made his way up ahead of Blocky. And this fight for P7 looks like it's about to heat up. Blocky looks like he wants pass, and Jack actually really eating through his tyres. That's actually like the difference in tyres between him and Blocky is actually pretty insane.
Jack has damage.
Yes, that would explain it. But yeah, Blocky has damage too, and that's I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not really.
It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I hope it is a disconnection. I hope it's a disconnection.
I hope so too, but yeah, history does tend to repeat itself. Anyway, we'll continue on. Jack in 7th, Blocky in 8th, Tim Anth recovering in 9th. BK must have had an incident because he's now down. He might actually just pitted because he's got brand new soft tyres on and a full tank of fuel. So he could be pushing it to the end, but he's in 10th place, and Jamo running at the back of the field in 11th. He's actually doing pretty good times. You know, not as fast as the leaders, but you know, they're respectable times. As we go back, the gap between Ridwan and Viper has just opened up that little bit. So Ridwan's actually pulled enough of a gap for Viper to be outside of the toe here. But Viper does have a little more fuel than Ridwan, so could possibly extend the stint if he wants to.
Very much so, very much so. So, Amazing Hour now 3.6, 3.7. He's just extending that margin every single
His last 3
corner.
laps have been 30.7s. The consistency from this man, he's not only just dropped his pace, he's stayed there. Most times we'll see people drop their pace because the car gets lighter, but then the tyres wear off and so the pace sort of dips down to as low as it'll go and then start going up again. This man has the ability to just consistently drop the pace and then just stay there and just hit those laps. As we see him come across the line there, will it be another 30.7? It's a 30.8.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, such a discrepancy. As we actually you look at the times there, Ridwan, so that last lap from Amazing Hour was a 30.8, last lap from Ridwan was a 31.8, so Amazing Hour is second faster on that last lap, and then the 31.7 for Viper. And Banana Josh, we're getting word through that Banana Josh had an electrical failure on the car, we'll say, which is what caused him to disconnect from the lobby. Seems like one of the battery terminals was not hooked up correctly, and the car just turned off, ran out of battery. Battery disconnect.
Is that code word for pulling the plug?
No, power cut. I'm trying to make it seem like an actual mechanical failure.
Oh, fair. I'll be back in a second. I just have to
right.
attend to something.
As we look here at the Mr. Popular in that awesome yellow livery. I have to say, yellow's not one of my favourite colours, but I like that livery. The yellow and the blue just work so well together compared to what the green and the blue, and I like it. And Banana's done a really solid race here. He's been in the 32s this whole race. He's just out there having fun, recovering from his COVID jab. And you know what? I think if he finishes in 4th today, he'll be very happy. 4th for car number 4. What else could you want? Let's look at the front. There's our Viper. Viper's the first of the leaders to dart into the pits. A very early stop. I was expecting lap 16 for Viper with his extra fuel save, but he's decided not. The undercut is the way to go. Is he fitting another set of softs to the car? We will find out. I'm assuming he'll go back onto the soft tyres and try and take them 17 laps. Viper's away. And he's slightly under-fueled the car too. That's very odd there, but from Viper. As Jack also comes into the pits. and Blocky. So Jack and Blocky following each other in. Jack obviously being able to save that a little bit extra fuel compared to Blocky. So you look back at Viper. The gap to the lead at 32.5 seconds. Will Amazing Hour feel the need to come in this lap to prevent an undercut from Viper, or will he feel he has enough of an advantage? As we see, his last lap was another 30.7. So this man is an alien, people. Ladies and gentlemen, this big shout out. Like, I can't talk him up enough. This man is something else. You know, there's a reason he represented Australia in the World Series, and you know what? Props to him. This man knows how to drive a car in GT Sport. He's not. It's not even in GT Sport. In any race game, he knows how to drive a car. He can do it very well. So, as another 30.8, he feels comfortable staying out. So does Ridwan. I thought Ridwan would have come in that lap to prevent the undercut, but not. As we see, Banana Cake Pie continuing on in third place, Bodhod in fourth. Smeggy in fifth, and Viper not even able to gain. He's actually lost more time than he's gained on Amazing Hour. As we hear Prezzo's return with the sound of cracking a cold one open for the boys.
As we do.
I think the strategy might have backfired on Viper because he is not gaining time. He is losing time to Amazing Hour.
Yeah, so the gamble may not have paid off for Viper at the moment, but you never know. We still have a long way to go. We've got 16 laps to go.
I think Ridwan is at risk. If I was Ridwan, I would have pit last lap to just eliminate any thought of that undercut. Obviously, it's better to go longer in the long run, but you know, track position can be crucial, especially on a track like this where you know you get. There is spots to overtake and there's a lot of long straights, but when you're talking these top three, as we saw it towards the start, it's very hard to overtake when you're all line astern. So as you watch now, as Amazing Hour continues on for another lap, and so does Ridwan. So these guys are going to push this stint as long as possible.
Yeah, so another sub 1 minute 31 lap from Amazing Hour. That was a 1:30.9 on that last lap.
Oh, so he dropped an extra tenth.
Yeah. What? As Banana Cake Pie comes into the pits, so does Bodhod. They've used about, same amount of fuel, same amount of their tyres. Or Bodhod's applied his a little more.
Yes.
Same with Lane.
Smeggy's come in. He's used a little bit more fuel than the guys in front, but he did have to make a few overtakes towards the start of that race. Not getting off to the start he probably wanted. My team boss. That's all I got to say about Smeggy. He gave me my start in GT Sport, and now I'm going back to him for GT Sport. Very solid race here from Smeggy. I don't think from what I was speaking to him last week, he didn't enjoy this car track combo too much compared to some of the other guys, but he seems to, as Smeggy does, he's always there. You can never count him out. As we see Viper's now back up into third place, but that gap to the leader is 33 seconds, and his gap to Ridwan is 27 seconds, and doesn't seem to be coming down either. That still seems to be going up, so can Viper, he could be fuel saving a little bit in this early part, because he did stop fairly early, and he needs to get, and also underfueled the car a little bit, so he could be fuel saving to try and get that fuel target for the end. So we watch as Amazing Hour Ridwan go
Top
for
two stay out.
lap. So yeah, these guys obviously are just trying to, put as little stress on that final stint with their soft tyres. As you can see, the softs aren't halfway worn yet, but once they sort of hit 75%, they do become a bit of a dog tyre to drive on. The tyre wear difference between Amazing Hour and Ridwan is insane. Amazing Hour is consistently 7/10 faster than Ridwan, and he's not using any tyre whatsoever.
It's all in the fronts as well. The rears are equal. It's all in the fronts.
It's all in the fronts. It's like I was saying when you were going, he's an alien. There's nothing we can do about it. He's an alien.
We've been saying it for ages, man. He is an alien.
And credit to him, I first met
Exactly.
Amazing Arrow in F1 2016, I think it was, and he was just quick then. It was, I was his teammate, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm number 2 driver. I'm taking a step back. I don't want to. I don't even want to try and
I don't
compete with him.
even want to try and ruin anything you do.
Yeah,
You're amazing.
he is. He really is.
Lives up to the name.
But yeah. So Amazing Hour in first, and he goes for another lap. Ridwan in second, Viper in third, Banana Cake Pie in fourth. Tim Ant's actually made his way up to fifth. Tim Ant is on a god run here.
Wow.
He may have not made his pit stop. Oh no, because he would have made an early pit stop from his earlier mistake. So he's probably got another stop to go in this race. So Bodhod sits provisional 5th, with Smeggy provisional 6th. Blocky has made his way ahead of Jack. I wonder if there was some discrepancy in fuel. Actually, no, it looks like Jack's got damage. So Jack's been hit from behind. His damage has moved from the front to the rear now. And he's got BK for company now, and BK is running to the end now as well. So he's actually he pitted a while. He pitted on lap 10, so he's got to go 20 laps on that set of tyres. As we see, Tim Ant was yet to pit, so Tim Ant comes into the pits. Did Ridwan and Amazing Hour stay at another lap? No, they're coming towards the end now.
Coming in towards the end of the lap, but they probably
so that's just the gap that Ridwan and Amazing Hour have at the moment over the field.
They're just that fast.
And even then, the gap between Amazing Hour and Ridwan's 8 seconds. So will we see? Oh, he's got to come in this lap, surely. Yes, Amazing Hour comes in this lap. He's got no fuel, 1%. I'm sure we'll see Ridwan follow suit. No, he's going to go the extra lap. He's going to go the extra lap. Will the fuel be able to make it? That's the question.
It's Ridwan. He'll make it.
Yeah, he always seems to make it work. This is where Ridwan is sort of... He might not be as quick as Amazing Hour, but he's got his brain switched on. He makes these impossible strategies seem to work. Watch him now put in a lap like a 1:30.5 and then come out ahead of Amazing Hour. He'll do something weird on that. As we look at Vipers coming down the main straight, and he is still like 8 seconds behind Amazing Hour. So that undercut, it's going down slowly. It's about 6 seconds. So that undercut strategy from Viper, not really panning out. He may get Ridwan depending on how fast Ridwan goes on this final lap. But we're yet to see the gap between Viper and Ridwan sitting at 26.3. So he's gained about a second from when he come out of the pit stops. And then the gap behind to 4th place Banana Cake Pie is still 18 seconds. So we've pretty much, barring any incidents, we've got our top 3. But you never know in racing. Shit can hit the fan. Unfortunately, no safety car in this. Could you imagine a safety car in this race? Just coming out.
Barring any incidents, Jack just about killed Ridwan because he's come to grief down the bottom end of the circuit and almost unghosted into the path of Ridwan.
So we see Ridwan. Is Ridwan going to have 0% as he comes in? Yes.
Probably.
Ridwan just loves to do that 0% strategy. He's got a gap of about 20.5 seconds to Amazing Hour, so hard to say if he'll be able to come out ahead. He's going to have to... probably won't have to fuel as much as Amazing as we watch Amazing Hour come through onto the main straight, and he's going to retake the lead.
By a country mile?
Yeah, by the looks of it. And Viper's undercut. Oh, here we go. Viper's coming in. Viper has used the undercut to good effect on Ridwan. But he's going to have
battle here.
worn tyres compared to Ridwan, and he's going to have to fuel. Oh, he got pretty similar fuel actually. Ridwan's got a little extra, so he's not going to have to fuel save as much.
Yeah, Viper's probably done a lot of saving early on just to make it now. So this will be the battle to watch, I reckon. The battle for P2. Amazing Hour has checked out.
That gap has actually come down. It was 8 seconds.
Dude, that's checked out between these guys.
Yeah, all we see is Amazing Hour comes onto the back of Jamo. Jamo's usually pretty good with blue flags. He seems to get out of the way pretty quick from memory. not wanting to hold the leaders up, as we see Amazing Hour flashlights as he goes purple, just casually going purple. As we see the gaps come down by 2/10 between Ridwan and Viper. If I was Ridwan, I would not be pushing as hard, and I'd save tyres for the end. You're already going to have fresher tyres. You might as well give yourself even more to make that overtake just a little bit easier.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want to smoke the tyres too early, otherwise that might end up costing you early in the stint. So that might explain why Viper just, maybe went that little bit easier at the start, so he can have that bit of tyre for now.
Yeah, and as we see Amazing Hour put in another 30.7.
Fuck me. Pardon me.
Apologies to anyone. Prezzo has been drinking.
This guy is ridiculous.
This man is a legend. We can't say it enough. He's just so good. Yeah, and we're privileged. As much as it can be a bit of a, I wouldn't say annoying. Just a bit.
It isn't annoying. It's good having something like that.
It's good to have him in the league. Although, like, it pushes us. It pushes us to want to win, to want to beat him. But at the end of the day, no one's ever really come close to beating him in our league. Obviously with MTCC, he lost out on the title only just to his teammate. But as actually we see, I don't know if that was lag, but Amazing Hour was really wide on the exit of the hairpin there. Ooh, that was close. I thought he put it in the wall and maybe got some damage. As the gap between Viper and Ridwan's opened up, it's now 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds, sorry. We'll just go through the rest of the field, see where everyone else is at. Banana Cake Pie in 4th, Bodhot in 5th, Smeggy in 6th, Blocky in 7th. So Tim Ant, after his pit stop, is out in 8th, and he's going to have fresh tyres, so expect to see him come up through the field.
30.5.
He's just getting quicker and quicker. I would not be surprised to see a high 29 before the end of this race. I reckon even Amazing I could probably get the gap out enough to do another pit stop just to set that 29.5. But we'll see. We'll see. We've seen him make one error already. But I think he's in a position where he can just chill and not have to push as he's purple. I say that he's purple again through sector 1. So back to where we go. So Timmy in 8th, BK a nice drive up to 9th, Jamo running in the top 10. Very well driven from Jamo, and Jack, unfortunately, after those couple of incidents, down in 11th and the last of the runners. Obviously, having Banana Josh with his technical error and was Stingray even here tonight?
No.
No, so Stingray, Tex, and Roscoe Arm off, unfortunately, not being able to start the race. As Blocky, Blocky.
Oh.
No, Blocky, that's unfortunate. We see these issues plague him all throughout the GT season, even the MTCC season. And, if there's one race you don't want it to happen to, it's when you're in the All-Star race, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that is an absolute shame for Blocky. He has been one of the rising stars of the last couple of seasons of Project 1 and has really shown his pace recently. It's a shame that he hasn't been able to finish off with a result in the All-Star race. As now we move on to the battle for second, which is closing up. It's 1.8 seconds. Ridwan is closing.
Yeah, he's not closing that gap as quick as I thought he would. Maybe he is doing the save tyres and fuel. He just seems to drop back a little bit. Maybe he is saving a bit of fuel. Maybe he underfueled the car a bit to try and limit the undercut to Viper. But I was just expecting him on fresher tyres, and for that pace he was showing after Viper pit to be able to claw back onto at least into the slipstream of Viper, and then maybe not have the pace to overtake him, but just to be able to sit in his slipstream and save a bit.
Yeah, it really is a hustling bit of racing right here. You'd think he'd be able to close up with the tyre advantage, but he just hasn't. Viper set his personal best a couple laps ago. So if anything, that seems to suggest these tyres are getting better.
Yeah, we did see that from Amazing Hour, that the tyre can get better during the stint. So maybe that wasn't just an amazing as we see the gap now come down to 1.7. So maybe Ridwan's decided now's the time to pick up the pace with only 7 laps to go. He's just got to get within that slipstream, and then once he's in the slipstream, he's sort of free to do whatever he can. Take that time to sit behind, save the fuel, save the tyres, and I mean, I'm not sure with these cars, but surely sitting behind in slipstream, lifting and coasting wouldn't affect the tyres too much compared to the likes of an open wheel car. I could be wrong. I'm more of an open wheel man myself compared to a touring car or a Super GT as these are. As we see the gap's actually come down to 1.3, so Ridwan's really opened it up on this lap. Either that or Viper's made a mistake. I'd say more Ridwan's opened it up because he looks like he's pushing a lot harder now.
Oh yeah, Ridwan has got the eyes on at the moment. He's pushing hard. He's trying to close down that gap. It's down to 1.3. So he is really pushing now.
As we see Viper was also coming up to the back of Jamo, which that could be causing a bit of turbulent air for the front of Viper's car. It's probably not close enough yet to have a major effect, but we'll see. This could be crucial in the battle for second place if Jamo. As we see Ridwan have a big snap on the exit of the dash chicane. He's really pushing now because I don't think I've seen his car do that yet.
It is been a long time since you've seen Ridwan get Taylor like that. So he's pushing. Oh!
Keep it easy. That's one thing I've noticed in this race is how aggressive Ridwan's driving style is compared to the likes of Viper and Amazing Out, which probably explains why he was wearing through his tyres so heavily on that first stint. He's just got to keep it calm, and he was gaining a lot, and then now he's sort of hindered himself, dropping. He would have been within under a second coming out of that final corner had he not made that mistake. So as we now see Viper's coming onto the back of Jamo, and this is where turbulent air is going to hurt. He's going to have to follow him all the way through this S section, which could slow him down. He would have been running in clean air for the last however long since he made his pit stop. He's probably had nice clean air. This will be the first time he's had a driver in front of him since following Ridwan.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Viper deals with this and whether or not Jamo will get out of the way once we get through the chicane here. I believe he will. Wouldn't want to have an impact on the...
I do remember in the GT race around here, Jamo said that he would normally wait till after the chicane because letting through before the chicane is just too risky. You never know how many drivers are going to want to go past. As we see that gap between Viper and Ridwan now reach under a second, so if Ridwan can get a nice run on the exit of the corner here, he could be within a shout of getting into the toe by the end of the straight. As I think Viper actually might be getting a toe off Jamo, which could be helping him.
Yeah, so I think Jamo has helped out Viper there on the straight.
Yeah, but
the
now
one time you want a car in front of you.
Yeah, and now Jamo's not letting Viper through, which is very odd considering. Oh, there he goes. He waited right till turn 3.
Right till he had to.
Pretty much, he waited till Viper was right behind him. So, as we see that gap sort of just teetering under a second for Ridwan. It's now just above a second. So yeah, maybe that toe from Jamo was giving Viper a good hand through that first sector. Will we see Ridwan pull it back in through the hairpin and through the dash chicane? He should have the tyres to do it. Surely the mechanical grip through that dash chicane for Ridwan would be much superior to the likes of Viper. So if he can just keep it clean, he should gain at least a 10th just through the mechanic. As we see now, like he's gaining time.
He gained a 10.5 from the braking area of the hairpin till now, and he's going to be gaining more.
And yeah, going into the braking zone, if he can get his braking and run through this final corner, he'll be within the toe and he'll be able to close up on the straight.
He's almost in the toe. He needs to be 8 tenths and he's in the toe.
He's pretty much there. He's got a much better run coming out of that final corner compared to Viper. Viper taking a really wide line in.
He's in the toe.
He's within the toe. This is going to get spicy now, ladies and gentlemen. Can Ridwan take second place off Viper with only 3 laps to go in this race? Or 4 laps to go, something like that. I don't know, it can be a bit confusing sometimes.
Yep, 4 laps to go. Amazing Hour leads by 11.3 seconds over Viper Z. Ridwan is in P3. Banana Cake Pie, our fan vote, is in P4. Bodhot in P5. Lane is in P6. Tim in 7th. BK in 8th. Jamo in 9th. Orphan Drop in 10th. And unfortunately, we have had 2 disconnections with Banana Josh and Blocky Rex. Anyway, back to the battle for second here. Ridwan's in the tow here.
Yeah, that
He's
gap
going to be
briefly
there.
dropped out below the 8/10. That's the crucial margin here. 8/10. That's the difference between tow and no tow. But it did dip above 8/10 going through the S section. But I think he brought it straight back. And as you can see now, it's at 5/10. He's well within the tow of Viper, and he'll be saving fuel. His tyres might be getting a bit hotter, but he'll be definitely faster through the straights, and the mechanical grip through the corners. It won't be long here before I think Ridwan tries to pass him. Oh, as I've accidentally clicked on the Banana Cake Pie. It's coming down the main straight here. Ridwan under 5/10. Will we see a move? Will he try to make the move early on, or will he wait? I reckon no, what am I saying? It's Ridwan. He's gonna
wait. He's got to go.
He's got to go
now.
He'll still be trying for the win here. Yeah, even with Amazing Hour 12 seconds down the road, yeah, Ridwan will still be thinking the win. He'll still want it.
Yep,
yeah,
you can't wait around now.
Yeah,
You've got to go.
Now's not the time to be sitting down and saving fuel. I think what's the difference in fuel? So actually, Viper's got a bit more fuel than Ridwan. So Viper must have been heavily fuel saving over the last couple of laps. The tyres is definitely. I think Ridwan's tyres are about 6 laps younger than Viper's. So the mechanical, the grip. As Timmy's coming to the pits for a 3rd time. I just see on the side there.
No damage, no nothing. He's just come in.
Maybe he underfueled the car, or maybe he just wants a shot at that fastest lap. As I look at the fastest lap, and it's a 1:30.2 from Amazing Hour. That man is an alien. As we see through the dash chicane, Viper clips the wall a little bit on the entry to the second part of the chicane. And Ridwan's going to have the run in here going into the final corner. He's going to go side by side. Will he have? He should have the braking capability. As we see, yes, he's going to get through on the inside. But now Viper's going to have the tow and the run going onto the main straight. And he's going to try and Ridwan really running over that curb, which is actually going to hinder his run here. As Viper's side by side down the straight into turn 1. Will Viper be able to outbrake him and hold it around the outside of Ridwan? Oh, they touch.
Oh, side by side.
And
through turn 1 and 2.
Still side by side going down to 3. I thought one of them would at least get in front, and I think Viper's going to take the position going into 3. That's very nice racing there from those two. Sorry, my nose is getting a little stuffy.
As we now have Ridwan looking up the inside. Oh, he's in the dirt. They make contact side to side. Viper holds onto the position for now.
Very sketchy stuff there from these two.
This is going to get a lot more willing.
Yeah, neither of these two want to give up. Viper's trying his best to hold on to that second place. Ridwan, obviously having the tyre advantage at the moment, really wants that second place. All this is allowing Amazing Hour to extend his lead to 15 seconds.
Oh, wow. I can't take my eyes off this battle. This has been a cracking race to the end. We've got 1 lap to go as we go across the line. Amazing Hour is starting the final lap now.
Will Amazing Hour try to dip below that one into the 129s on this final lap?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, if you can hear me, I put the challenge to him. Get a 129. You've got nothing to lose. If you make a mistake, I'm pretty sure you got time to don't get engine damage. So we see this battle for second place. Ridwan's going to come up alongside him into turn 1. Will he have the grip? He actually braked earlier than Viper. I saw his brake lights before I saw Viper's. But Viper's probably going to run a bit wider. No, he actually has. I think that's the most tame he's been through the exit of turn 2. Really good driving here from this. Sorry, what? that sounded like a pun there, Prezzo. Oh god. through the S section they go. It's a sort of a tricky situation for Ridwan because he's got the mechanical grip, but he's also in the turbulent air. But it doesn't seem to affect him. He's basically pushing
Here we
Viper
go.
through the corner, and he's gonna get along the outside, heading down, which is going to be the inside for the hairpin and the inside for the death chicane. Gets in front. Viper's going to come back in
tight.
Oh no,
They're not making it out of here.
This is not
They're
going to
not
be
making
good.
it out.
Who's gonna get? Oh, Viper concedes, but he's gonna get the run. Now, so we watch Amazing Hour come across the line here, flashes the lights, and Amazing Hour is Project One's first All-Star champion. But we'll jump straight back to this battle for second place. Viper trying to ram the outside of Ridwan. It's gonna be side by side. Who's gonna have the run? Oh, this is gonna be so close coming across the line. Viper takes it.
Who's gonna have it?
Who's gonna have it? It's gonna be Viper!
Viper gets him!
Holy shit, that was so close! 0.4 of a second, 0.04 of a second. Viper gets Ridwan. So we see Jammer come across the line in ninth. Holy shit, that was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be.
That was a great race.
That was insane.
Off to you three. That's off to all of you actually. That was an absolute cracking race.
And a big shout out to
for fifth here. Bodod's gonna.
We'll say Banana Cake Pie comes across the line in fourth. Very well driven there from Mr. Popular. And Bodhod's going to get fifth ahead of Smeggy in sixth. Whew, my throat is sore. As I think Timmy here is trying for the fastest lap. He's actually not that far. He's about 0.6 off Amazing Hour at the moment. Coming through the final corner, the man that's made the most pit stops in this race comes across the line. Will he have a shot at taking that fastest lap? I don't think he does. Valiant effort, but it's a no there from Timmy. And Mr. Project One himself, well done, mate. This has been a fun night. You come across the line in 8th. Jammer, of course, 9th. Jack 10th. And unfortunately, the 2 disconnections of Blocky and Banana Josh. Prezzo, that was insane. That was like I did not expect them to be side by side across the line.
Yeah, that was an insane battle for second. Well, the battle for the lead.
Oh well, that's not nice. That's not nice, Prezzo. We don't talk to our drivers that way, even if they can be complete knobs.
Oh no, it's just because Tim's post-race message: the Stone Tower, eat your heart out. So.
Oh, too, Timmy. Timmy. I would expect nothing less from Tim Ant. As I'm trying to get Mr. Alien himself into the lobby. As here he is, our first ever Project One All-Star race winner. Champion. I don't know what to call you. You're both. How was that? How was that from your perspective, Andrew? That was insane. Oh, it was. You say the action fizzled out after lap 10, but me and Prezzo didn't know where to look in those final laps, especially between Ridwan and Viper. It was insane. Oh yeah, it was like side by side pretty much through the whole end of the lap. So one thing I want to ask you about it was sort of a running joke that you were setting consistently 30.7s in that first stint. I think it was like 3 laps in a row you did a 30.7, then you did a 30.8, and then you were straight back into 30.7s. Were you just trying to keep the tyres in check, or fuel saving, or was that just like sort of your pace maxed out at the time? I think it was around that because I said it was 8 seconds, but the gap still hadn't fully adjusted to you pitting and Viper not. So yeah, I mean we can't, as much as the race might have not been entertaining towards around you towards the end of the race, we can't put it past you, man. You are one of the fastest drivers out there, and you proved it tonight. And I feel really privileged to have you as a member of Project One. You know, not many leagues out there can say we have a World Series driver that chooses to race with us. You know, and so just on behalf of Project One, and we thank you for being there and choosing us as your league of choice to race in for, especially in something as big as the All Star race. Mm, yeah, I could. Yeah, I can imagine your build up to the All Star race was very different to your build up to the World Series. Yeah. Any questions from you, Prezzo, or?
Oh no, you've pretty much asked all of them. I just want to say thank you on behalf from all of us at Project One for racing with us, and also congratulations for making the World Series finals last week, and best of luck in your future endeavours as well.
Well, that's been the Project One All Star race, the inaugural Project One All Star race. Hopefully, we'll see you again. I don't know when we're going to have another one. Prezzo,
Hopefully next
any?
year.
Well, is
Hopefully,
it?
what
So
we're
is it going to
looking
be
at
a
is
yearly thing? Yeah,
yes,
I thought it might have been an end of season thing.
or it could
So
be end of season or yearly. We'll figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah, that's up to, you know what, that's up to Mr. Project One himself to figure out. But we thank you all you guys for watching. I think this is the the most people I've had in a stream since I've done a few streams for Project One. So I thank you guys for watching, and it's a bit of a mess in the chat, but there you go, guys. Amazing hour, the very inaugural Project One All Star champion. And thank you all for watching.